What's up, guys? It's your boy Ty, and I appreciate you guys coming to check out the podcast wherever you're catching this at. I appreciate you being here. Today, we're going to be talking about dividend investing. If you guys are on a podcast where you can't see, make sure you check me out on YouTube or wherever you can find a video at, because I'm going to be showing you exactly what I'm doing in my dividend portfolios. That's why this is titled Let's Build a Dividend Portfolio. And again, this isn't financial advice. I just like to show you guys what I know and what I'm doing with my portfolio. All right. I like dividend investing. Dividend investing is one of the safest ways to invest that I've found. I've tried trading. I've tried trading Forex, trading stocks, trading crypto. And at the end of the day, the one investment that really makes me feel safe and makes me feel good is dividend investing. So that's why I'm going to be doing more with dividend investing this year. So if you want to follow along, make sure you check me out on other platforms where I'm showing you exactly what I'm doing as I do it, and make sure you look out for more like this. So to show you guys what I'm doing in my portfolio, we're going to have to jump to the computer. And to do all of this, make sure you check out Riverside, Riverside.fm. That's what I'm using to record and screen share everything. Make sure if you are into recording things and things like that, you're looking for a good recorder and somewhere that has high quality recordings, make sure you check out Riverside. But let's get into it. We're going to go to Dividend Watch on the computer right now. All right, now we're on Dividend Watch. Make sure you guys check out Dividend Watch if you want to track your dividends. It is an all-in-one tracker for dividend investors. Dividend Watch has it all. It has a portfolio tracker, a dividend calculator. That right there is key. And you guys can check out the Dividend Aristocrats, the blue chip stocks with their premium, the high yield dividends, real estate investment trust, the high growth, high yield stocks is also premium. The Dow 30, the NASDAQ 100, the dividend zombies. You can check all of that out on Dividend Watch. I use Dividend Watch to keep track of my portfolios. This is one of my retirement accounts, and these are custodial accounts that I plan on handing down to my kids so we can build that generational wealth. That is one of the things I like about dividend investing. You definitely can see what you will be handing down to the next generation with dividends. That's why I like dividend investing. So we're going to take a look at my portfolio. As you guys can see right now, the total value for this portfolio is $15,382. The dividend yield is 6.31%. I have a negative total return, but I'm okay with that because this portfolio is for dividend investing. Total dividends received from this portfolio, $1,031. My annual dividend for this portfolio currently, right now, the annual dividend is $970. But I made a lot of moves to this portfolio recently, and we're going to check out what I did. And make sure you guys remember this 970. I simply moved a lot of stocks around, and we're going to go through what I moved around. And this 970 should be different by the end of this video. Now we're going to take a look at the holdings. These are my holdings that I currently have. But something that I did to this portfolio was I got rid of all my ETFs. XLB was an ETF that I got rid of. Noble. Yes, I got rid of Noble. Nobl. Noble, which is a Dividend Aristocrat ETF. Pretty good ETF, but I got rid of it. FHLC, which is a Fidelity Healthcare Index ETF. I got rid of that. CIBR, which was a First Trust NASDAQ Cybersecurity ETF. I also got rid of that. All right, and why? Why did I get rid of ETFs? The answer is ETFs are good for growth and dividends. This portfolio, I'm focusing solely on dividends. So you can get a better yield if you go and buy the companies. Buy the companies and the individual stocks, and it will give you a better yield. If you just buy the ETFs, now what you're going to get is you're going to get a decent return and a decent dividend, but not the best dividend, because you will be paying someone, to manage that ETF. And where do they get their money from? The dividends. So let's go ahead and start the transaction so we can see exactly what I did. First transaction. Let's go ahead and, like I said, I got rid of the ETF. So XLB, I sold it. It should populate right here. I sold it. And I had 5 shares. No, my bad. I had 3 shares and I sold those 3 shares for $75.39. Next transaction, I sold Cyber, that's CIBR. And I sold that. And I sold 6 shares of Cyber for $40.17. Add a line. I sold FHLC, which was that Fidelity Healthcare ETF. I sold 3 shares. And it was at $59.68. And I sold the big boy, Noble, which is ProShares Dividend Aristocrat ETF. And I sold 24 shares of Noble for $87.52. All right, and that was all I sold. All right, and that was all I sold on Monday. Now it's time for what I added. I added more Realty, and this was the 15th. Realty is one of those GOATs. It's a REIT and it's a Dividend Aristocrat. You can't go wrong with Realty. And I bought it at $62.64. I also bought more of Coca-Cola, KO. And you guys know Coca-Cola Company is also a GOAT. It's a Dividend Aristocrat. As you guys see, I wanted to buy more Dividend Aristocrats instead of just holding a Dividend Aristocrat ETF. Why not own the Dividend Aristocrats themselves? More of them. And I bought Coca-Cola at $61.12. And I bought Coca-Cola at 61.12, 5 shares. And I also bought Algonquin Power and Utilities. Of course, this isn't a dividend aristocrat, but it had a yield that I could not deny. And we're going to go over these stocks too now. We're going to go take a look at it. And I bought Algonquin at $7.61. Next, and that was also the 15th. You see how easy it is to load up your portfolio on Dividend Watch? That's why I like Dividend Watch. I also added Johnson & Johnson to my portfolio. And you guys know Johnson & Johnson is a dividend aristocrat also, and it's a solid company. They always have some type of product for anyone household wise. We use baby lotion, they had COVID shots and all of that too, but mainly they're household products. You can't really deny them. Been using Johnson & Johnson since I was a little kid. I'm pretty sure everyone has some way, shape, or form, baby lotion, things like that. Always. So next, I also added Lowe's to this portfolio. I don't have Lowe's in this portfolio, but I do have Lowe's in other portfolios. So I do think Lowe's is great. They don't pay the highest dividend. They are one of those solid companies too that will have steady growth and also consistently increase their dividend. I bought 2 shares of Lowe's. Lowe's is pretty pricey, but like I said, they're worth the price. I bought more of Cisco, and Cisco is an awesome dividend aristocrat too. If you don't know what Cisco does, they distribute food products to grocery stores, restaurants, all types of places like that. I bought 3 shares. At $74. Then I guess I went back. I saw I had extra and I bought another share of Johnson & Johnson. And I bought that. And I bought that at a different price, a higher price. No. And I bought that one at a lower price than the previous one. And I also bought more shares of EPRT. And this is one of my favorite REITs. EPRT is one of my favorites because it's one of those companies that did not stop their dividend when COVID was at its peak. A lot of those REITs stopped their dividend when COVID was at its peak. So they didn't. That's why I like this REIT. And lastly, I added 21 more shares of Acre to the portfolio. Acre is ACRE. And I added them. And I think that's it. Now let's take a look at the portfolio. You guys should notice that my annual dividend income is different now. Now I receive $1,045.62 from this portfolio just by changing up a few holdings. I did add a little bit at the end when I bought Acre, but that's what I did, and now the portfolio is a little different. And here is a look at my diversification now that I don't have ETFs. Consumer services is number 1. Financial services looks like number 2. Number 3 is consumer non-durables. Technology, capital goods, healthcare, and this little slither is public utilities. All right. So that is what I look like now. You look at the industries, my main industry, of course, is real estate investment trust. And look how it is broke down. And look how Dividend Watch breaks it all down. Right under that is asset management, industrial machinery and components, beverages, consumer manufacturing, major pharmaceuticals, food distributor, computer software, retail, electric utilities. I kind of want more in the utility section though. I think I'm going to invest a little bit more in this sector. So, one of the things that you can look at is how you're diversified. And of course, the more diverse you are, the safer you are. I got a lot of money in REITs because real estate is one of my biggest, because I feel like real estate is always going to be there. That's just what I'm doing. Again, not financial advice, but I'm heavily invested into real estate investment trust. Of course, exchange, I'm all on the New York Exchange and the NASDAQ, stock type, REITs taking over, boy. So REITs, I'm heavy in REITs, as I told you guys, and stocks. It's a good divide. Again, this is a retirement portfolio, and I want to receive dividends. My dividend yields, it says I'm more into high dividend yields than medium and low. I am still young, so I'm good with the risk of the higher dividend yield stocks. Now, if you are about to retire and you already have your millions or whatever in your retirement account, you might want to lean more towards like the 2%, the 4%. But me, I'm still young, and we're going to go after the highest dividend yields. As you guys can see, Dividend Watch also breaks it down. Low yield plus low growth is what I'm more so invested into. And again, that's because those high yield dividend stocks and those consistent paying dividend stocks, they're not the type that are going to jump in growth. But when you click on it, it shows you which stocks are. This is awesome. Dividend Watch has it broke down so dope. So the ones that are high growth, high yield is Lowe's. As I said, Lowe's is a company that is going to give you a good dividend, and they're consistently growing. Algonquin, that's another one. That's pretty dope that they have it broke down. And of course, my main REITs right here, they are high yield and low growth. That's typical with any of the Aristocrats and high yield REITs. That's exactly what you see right here. You see the Dividend Aristocrats and you see REITs. And then you see some that have high growth, which is Microsoft and Northrop Grumman. So those are stocks that grow much more than their yield, and they have pretty low yield. But I'm balancing it out with those two companies. I like Microsoft and I like Northrop Grumman. I used to work for them. They're pretty decent. And BN, I still have that. I sold that stock. All right, so this changed a little bit because I had to get rid of a stock that I thought I had already got rid of. All right, I missed one. So this is the current yield on the port. So this is my current yield on the portfolio, which is 6.86. My annual dividend is $1,043. All right. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And if we go to the dividend calculator, portfolio, what happened right there? A big sell-off on it. Now I want to put this all into the dividend calculator. Now that everything is uploaded into the calculator, I can see what my portfolio growth will be in 10 years with my dividends reinvested. Percentage of growth, we're going to say average 10%. No, I got a lot of slow growers, so let's say 5%. Annual investment per month, let's say $350 a month. That's less than $100 a week. All right, and the results are I'm going to have a dividend yield of 2.60% and a target dividend income by 2033 of $17,232 annually. So let's think about that for a minute. In 10 years, I will have $17,232 coming to me in this portfolio annually just for holding these dividend stocks. It's crazy. And the dividends I will have received are almost $90,000. So this is the predicted growth. The portfolio value will be almost 200. This is the predicted growth. The portfolio value will be $191,000. And again, you guys see that annual dividend income. So 2030, that's what we're looking at. An annual dividend of 17. So 2030, that's what we're looking at. An annual dividend of $17,232 and a total portfolio of $191,000. Yeah. So if I keep this pace, this is what my dividend income will look like. So if I keep this pace, this is what my dividend income will look like. So if I keep this pace, this is what my dividend yield will look like. So if I keep this pace, if I keep this pace in this portfolio, this is what my annual dividend will look like. And I like how it has it broken down again. So Dividend Watch does a great job of breaking everything down. Make sure you guys check it out. Okay. So as promised, we're going to look at a company that I added to my portfolio, Algonquin Power and Utilities Corp. As I said, I want to get a little bit more in the utility sector, and this dividend yield is crazy. Algonquin has a dividend yield of 8.96%. It's crazy right now. Of course, the payout ratio is off the charts, so it might be a little risky, but man, I'm loving this. It has consistently increased its dividend over the time. So yeah, I added it to my portfolio. Johnson & Johnson was another stock that I added to my portfolio. You guys can see why. It has a dividend yield of 2.92%, and it isn't nowhere near fading. It's a dividend aristocrat, and you guys can see the steady upward trajectory. And yeah, Johnson & Johnson, I had to have it. Lowe's is also a killer stock. As you guys can see, it also has been increasing its dividend. It has a dividend yield of about 2% currently, according to Dividend Watch, and I love seeing this upward trajectory. I had to have it too. And Lowe's is one of those high growth, high dividend stocks. So you might want to make sure you check that out too. I added more of Cisco Corporation, and you guys can see consistent dividend growth, dividend yield of 2.66%. And I like Cisco. I already had it in the portfolio, but I added more. I added more of IBM. IBM is one of the highest paying dividend aristocrats. It has a dividend yield of 5.34, and you guys see it has been consistently increasing its dividend, and it's in that tech sector. So, of course, IBM is a great company. Make sure you check it out. I bought more of Coca-Cola. It was already in the portfolio, but Coca-Cola is a dividend aristocrat that we all know is a zombie. It's been paying a consistent dividend for a long time, and it has a dividend yield of 2.93%. Realty Income Corporation. I bought more of O2, and it's a REIT. You guys know I love REIT, clearly by looking at my portfolio. And I bought, and it has a dividend yield of 4.84%. So that's a rundown on what I did to my portfolio this past week. I think I upgraded it. If you ask me, I upgraded it because I wanted to make sure I had a decent yield on my portfolio, and I want to go after dividends. Dividends is the main reason for this portfolio. All right, let me know what you guys think about the portfolio, and make sure you come back and check me out. So that was a rundown on my dividend portfolio for retirement. Make sure you guys come back and let me know what you guys think about the portfolio. I appreciate y'all checking me out. Peace.